Hello, Sandy. Yeah. Hello. Hello. Welcome, welcome. We talked on each other, so I didn't get your names.
Mark's here.
Oh, you are. Hi, Mark. And I think someone else is saying hello. Joan, Christy. Oh, hi. How are you tonight? Good. Thanks. How are you? Good. Great. Anyone else want to say hello before we begin? Carla's here. Hey, Carla. How are you tonight? Just fine, thanks. How are you? Good. I always say tonight because we're on the East Coast, so I know some of you are not. Anyone else? Matt, are you there tonight?
Sorry, couldn't get off mute fast enough. Of course I'm here.
Okay, so I think everyone's probably already on mute. So I think I will start. Again, good evening. This is Marlene Hollander, and my husband Richard and I will be hosting Dr. Dees Call tonight. And last week, if you were on, or if you listened to the recording, we spoke about some of Sunrider's plant-based vitamins that are especially good to consume in the spring. And tonight, because since it's May is Mental Health Awareness Month, we will be talking about some additional vitamins and minerals that can support our mental health. And as a reminder, everyone, this is informal and interactive, so please feel free to share your experiences. And just want to remind everyone before we begin, please mute your phone or click *6 to mute, and then just *6 again to unmute so we can eliminate any background noise for the recording and so we can hear each other. So I'll just give it another second or two. Just everyone take a quick look at your phone and make sure that you are on mute. Okay, great. So before we start talking about our specific products this evening, as always, we wanted to share a little bit about why we love Sunrider and why we chose this company and why it's so different. So Richard, are you there?
I certainly am. Hi, everybody. Welcome aboard. And let's get this show on the road. Why do we choose Sunrider? Very simple. All of expertise. The entire 10 family, basically. Dr. Zoylan, Dave Fu, Dr. Lundberg, Eric, all of them are so involved and have been so committed to this company with their expertise in the field of medicine, pathology, oncology, biochemistry. It's all there. These are the experts. These are the people we trust to know that what they're making is the best product on the planet. The philosophy of regeneration, simply stated, is the body the proper amount and combination of whole foods, and the body has the ability to regenerate and replenish and rebuild itself. And again, the variety is all food variety. These are not broken down into chemicals or isolates. They maintain their unique manufacturing process the ability to maintain the whole food structure of all of these fruits, berries, everything they're putting in. And the only thing that we're putting in are foods that are good for the body. No added chemicals, no added sugars, nothing that's going to be detrimental to not just us, but the effectiveness of the product that they're making. And it's just their commitment to us, but the world, to provide the best products that they can give us at, I manufacturing. They're opening up the new manufacturing plant in Texas. That's going to be amazing. And in a nutshell, that's why I've been with them for like 3 decades or so. And that's why I'm giving back to my audience.
Thank you. And the thing that always sticks with me too, besides the fact of the expertise and the philosophy of regeneration, is that I think we have so much trust in this company, and we see the integrity. And we know that anything we will be putting in our own bodies or sharing with anyone else, we know is safe. And that's why it is so passionate, really, about sharing it with other people, because we know the benefits and how it can help so many other people out there. So thanks, Rich. So I think we will start with our topic tonight. And, I've been thinking about this topic a lot, and I just see what's happening in the world. And as I mentioned, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And a fun fact, I guess, I did not realize myself, is that Mental Health Awareness Month was recognized in the United States each May and has been observed every single year since 1949. So it has been around a long time. And that the purpose of Mental Health Month is to help eliminate the stigma associated with mental illness by raising awareness of mental health conditions and those who have them. And the top 2 mental health conditions worldwide are anxiety and depression, which has increased by 25% with the pandemic. So anxiety affects 284 million people in the world. Depression affects 264 million people. And of course, there are many other conditions that people sadly suffer with. And there are so many reasons why people fall into these categories. Of course, there are so many circumstances a person may experience anxiety or depression because of really big, difficult life changes. And it also could be chemical imbalances in the body. It's been a challenging time in the world. And this really is a complex subject. And we're not here, so we don't want to take this lightly. It can really affect the quality of one's life and how we function. So I always will suggest that if you need medical help, please ask for it. What we are sharing here, the information tonight, is about how we can maybe get some help from a nutritional and self-care point of view. It has been researched that our diet and lack of certain nutrients can really affect our mental health. We have heard many times that a diet which is fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can support the health of our bodies physically, but also mentally. And let us remember that Sunrider products are always a part of a healthy diet by filling in any nutritional gaps. As Richard said, we have been pursuing Sunrider products for a very long time. And Sunrider's product line contains many wonderful products that support and feed our bodies, as I said, both physically and mentally. And tonight we are going to share just some of the vitamins and minerals that are. Oops. Oh, hi. That's okay. I just love you. That's okay, hon. That's all right. Come on in. So tonight we are going to share some vitamins and minerals that are important to help keep the body balanced and to help prevent deficiency in specific nutrients. And those vitamins that we will be speaking about tonight is vitamin B, C, D, and calcium as a mineral. And just as a reminder, again, these are made from whole foods. They're not isolates. And that is why we really trust them and know they are effective. So, Richard, why don't you talk about the first couple of products?
Okay. Thank you very much. I love all the Sunrider products. They all do are so dedicated to using that, committed on a regular basis. do is they give you all that. Every Sunrider product is basically made for everybody in the family, regardless of sex, age, health, everything. Just eat the product. It's food. Okay? So citric C and vitamin D are the ones I'm going to talk about. And vitamin C is an essential nutrient that our body don't have the ability to produce. And we all know, and I'll probably mention it again while I'm talking, we're not getting the amount of nutrients and vitamins and minerals from our food source years ago. I grew up in New Jersey, and therefore I'm very fond of Quintus University. And when we got started back in the 80s, Rutgers School of Agriculture had published an article saying that the amount of nutrition in one bowl of spinach 20 years ago, meaning like the 60s, in the 80s, you would be 1 teaspoon of spinach. The same amount of nutrition. So here we are, 100 years later, and we don't see it. So B12, the B vitamins, right, they also can't stay by the body. So instead we have to obtain all of those from food or stuff. So to get us started, I've done some research, and there were studies in 2019 that found that a supplement that contains the following nutrients significantly decrease anxiety in young adults. And this is what we're talking about right now, because I'm in school, I work with a lot of kids, mostly high school, middle school, and I've seen this based on the environment and what's going on, not just in, locally, but globally. And it is affecting our young people as much as it is, if not more, than the adults. It says that B vitamin, vitamin C, calcium, they also talk about magnesium and zinc, and how helpful these are in decreasing this anxiety. There was a 2018 that reports that multivitamin supplements will benefit people who have mood disorders such as anxiety. B12 and other B vitamins play a role in producing brain chemicals that affect mood and other brain functions. And low levels of B12 and other B vitamins such as B6 or folate may lead to depression. So we know that with every Sunrider product, it only serves more than one purpose. We have so many different benefits from each and every one. There's an article published that says B vitamins are a group of 8 different nutrients that work together to manage many processes with the body, including stress levels. It was found that people who had low blood levels of vitamin B12 are more likely to have depression and anxiety. So this has been repeated in many different studies. It is also found that people who hide B vitamins in this particular study, and it was found that it just needs putting in it just helps to relax them. It helps them to cope better. Right? Taking B complex supplements can help a person build up with all the B vitamins. And go on. I've seen this in many different studies out there that vegans and vegetarian diets can increase the person's risk of B12 deficiency. And as I stated before, with the current environmental circumstances, stress and anxiety have become very very common. People across all ages. We see many reports that anxiety has also started affecting kids at a young age. It's also known to cause trouble in people. And it's highlighted it's important to look at remedies for stress and anxiety that are easily accessible and available. They talk about vitamin C as a good remedy, and vitamin C, as we all know, is always been known as but it's very often overlooked as a brain food. So vitamin C is a very well-known antioxidant. However, it is also playing an extremely good role in mental well-being. The antioxidant properties of vitamin C help to maintain homeostasis, which is a balance of the central nervous system. And that's good. Because when the central nervous system is off, pretty much everything is out of line. So vitamin C helps with that. In addition, chronic anxiety, and I know this, leads to elevated levels of cholesterol, which is a stress hormone. So by consuming vitamin C, you can help your body manage cholesterol levels better as well. So vitamin C can improve the body's normal response to stress. Studies have suggested that the oxidative stress can be caused of many psychological issues. In such cases, antioxidants, vitamin C, play a therapeutic role and aid in coping with not just anxiety and stress, but fatigue and even in addition, vitamin C they take from various sources such as fruits and vegetables have been shown to have positive effects on thinking and memory as well. And with that said, it's been established a long time ago that we're not getting the amount of treatment vitamins in our traditional food. And people therefore need to accept it. So in my opinion, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say, a few of you as well will agree, Sunrider provides the best supplement on the market. Okay? And what leads into this conclusion, you might think? Well, go ahead and do it. Because as I stated in the beginning, owner's expertise, self-manufacturing, pure ingredients with no fillers or additives. There's unique formulation, which means the proper variety of ingredients in the proper amount. And last but certainly not, one other product, because they're all in their full speed. They're not as long as they're not isolated or chemicals. And what that means is the body can identify them and utilize them as the body needs. And they're absorbable. They're not eliminating the vitamins and minerals that the body needs. We've heard this forever. People in the United States have the healthiest urine on the planet. Well, they're not taking some of the time because these products are absorbed by the body, utilized by the body, the way the body needs it. And that's why we all chose Sunrider, and that's why it's good. Anybody has a question, comment, experience on the vital spray, I carry this around in my car, it's in my backpack, it's on my bike bag. I don't go anywhere without like because I feel good. It makes me feel like work, it helps me relax, it helps me focus. And for me, I found 3 sports works the best. Other people might use 1 or 2 or 4. And that's the beauty of it, because it is food. You're not going to overdo it. You will say, tweak it, add a little bit more, work it out, and you will find what works best for you. Anybody out there, unmute yourself, tell us who you are, and We want to hear from you. We have a free on interactive. Go for it. Nobody can find on YouTube.
Yeah, I finally found that. Yeah, Ken, I'm sorry looking for. That first came out with the vitamin spray. I know one of the accounts I uplined, he said that he had made the comment that if people understood how important this was, the B vitamins and stuff that are in the vitamin spray, that it would be in every child's backpack and everybody would have it, like you, Richard, where you've got one, you know, in all the important places so that you are never without it because it's just so important with everything that we're dealing, you know, in our lives.
Absolutely. I mean, some of the products are so convenient. Nobody should ever have to be without them. Anyone else? Thank you so much. Come on, this is not a shy group. I know. Go ahead.
Carla, I had a young child whose mother got the vitamin spray. He was on a lot of medication for that. And when she gave him the vitamin spray, it was instant result. To the point that if he didn't have the vitamin spray, he would be out playing with his neighbors, the other kids. They wouldn't know it. One of the kids would say, "You need to go spray your stuff." That's by the way he was asking. Well, it is the benefit of being properly balanced with the vitamin spray, and he would recommend it. He does it. He said, like what that was interesting. Kids would say, "You need to go spray your stuff."
And because you're just spraying it on your tongue, you're subliminally absorbing it. It's immediate. You don't have to wait for something to dissolve, and hope your body can recognize it and utilize it. And to me, I love the side effect of fresh breath. It's great. Anybody else? Thanks so much, Carla. Yes, sir. How are you doing? I was told to join the call. Oh, okay. We're talking about vitamins, minerals that can help with stress and anxiety. We just talked about vitamin B, vitamin C, the Vita Spray, and the C60. So even though you didn't hear what we have to say, we'd love to hear what you have to say if you use any of those products. Oh, yeah. Actually, I'm ready. Okay. Well, we hope you're enjoying them. We know we have been doing that for a long time. And if you have any questions or comments, get yourself back off the mute. And by all means, speak up. Welcome to the call. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I want to mention that this is something people might not get. They might find real odd. We didn't hear it. What? Maybe it's fun. Not getting out in that stuff because of skin cancer. At my age, being 75, and I've had most skin cancers on my head. At the VA, I had painfully taken off. Having a D3, having that source is critical for me, and I've left toast quite often. My D levels, D3 levels are fine. So I take it every day. Not a day. Well, like we said, we all take it because they all work. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else on vitamin D or vitamin C? Thanks, Mark. Appreciate it. All right. I guess that's you, Molly.
Okay. Well, Mark, that was a good segue for what I'm speaking about next, which is Sunrider's vitamin D2. And so, which is spoke so far about citric C and B12, right? And what the vitamin D, as Mark was saying, we don't necessarily get enough of that. So even if we're in the sun, which we live in Florida and I'm out in the sun, I walk every day. I years ago had a test taken and I realized I was still low in my vitamin D. So even if you are in the sun, it doesn't mean you necessarily have the proper level. And the body really needs vitamin D at the proper level for it to function as it should. And vitamin D is as vital for mental health as it is essential for physical health. There is sufficient research to show that not only having enough of the vitamin, not having enough can lead to depression-like symptoms. People with depression have higher chances of having vitamin D deficiency. And research links vitamin D levels to sleep quality also. In fact, several studies associate low levels of vitamin D in your blood to a higher risk of sleep disturbances, poor sleep quality, and reduced sleep variation. So vitamin D really has been shown that we need that to function properly. And it also prevents this from happening by adding food rich in vitamin D to our diet. But as we said earlier, we don't necessarily get enough of the vitamin D even in our food. And that's why Dr. Chin came out with this fantastic whole food supplement. And I just want to read a little bit more about Sunrider's vitamin D. It's a very high quality and it's fortified with antioxidant powerhouse vitamin E, safflower oil. It's rich in polyphenols and healthy fatty acids that enhance vitamin D absorption. So again, we're talking, as we always do, what does Sunrider do to their product that helps with absorption? And one is the concentrated aspect, but it's also what I really appreciate, what Sunrider and Dr. Chen knows how to put certain ingredients together so that it benefits the product as a whole. So as I said right here, that the fatty acid, which comes from the vitamin E, as they said, or the safflower oil, that helps enhance the absorption of the vitamin D. And benefits include that it aids calcium absorption as well, which will be the next product I'll be talking about. So this helps, vitamin D helps with the immune and the nervous system. We know that it helps with strong bones and teeth, but also it helps to support the nervous system function and also may improve mood. So it is a really important product as we've been talking about for this month. Certain vitamins that can help to support our mental health. I just wanted to say one of the things that Sunrider says on their fact sheet. It says vitamin D deficiency is a global health problem. It's estimated 1 billion people suffer from serious vitamin D deficiency, while up to half of the global population doesn't have adequate levels of sleep. So some may have even bigger deficiencies and some are just not quite at the level it could be. Limited exposure to sunshine, sunscreen use, malabsorption, dietary habits, and a busy lifestyle can all contribute to inadequate vitamin D levels. So that, I believe, is another fantastic product to help us with our overall health, physically and mentally. Does anyone have anything they wanted to add about vitamin D at this point?
Hey, Marlene, it's Mac.
Yeah, I'd like to add something to that. Great. Sure. add that there's a lot of studies out there, and they all say that cancer patients have been shown to have a vitamin D deficiency in most cancer patients. So just throw that out there. Oh, Boo, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that will be helpful for some people, or people that we know, because I think we realize as we go along, as Richard was saying earlier, with the deficiency in food as a whole, and us, all of us, missing those really important nutrients, it can really bring us out of balance for a lot of reasons. And I think in terms of these products, I love that it helps with prevention in the sense that it's feeding our body. And then also, if you need this product extra to help rebalance you because of some other condition that you're experiencing in life. So thank you so much for that. Anyone else have anything else? Oh, go ahead. Yeah, I have a friend who was chronically low in vitamin D every year, was getting tested, and her doctor, kept, tell her you've got to get your vitamin D levels up, and she was trying everything. I mean, even some of the products, the professional products the doctors carry, and she was unable to do that. And it was, I cannot remember the exact number, but I believe it was in the low 20s. And she started our vitamin D, and she had her test, and she hadn't even finished a complete bottle yet. And her levels went up into the 80s. Wow. Yeah, that's a real, I mean, like they say, it's not what you eat, it's what you absorb. And so if you're taking a lot of products that are not absorbable, you may think you're getting a benefit from them, but you're not. So I was just so thrilled for her to find that. And then I have another friend who she was unable to take vitamin D because it made her sick to her stomach. And so when Dr. Chen came out with the vitamin D, she was anxious to try it and see if it was something she could take. And finally, she could take this vitamin D without it making her, sick. So, wow, that's a fantastic testimony. And just to remind everyone, our vitamin D3 comes in 1,000 IUs or 5,000 IUs. So usually it's recommended the 1,000 for children or younger adults, and then 5,000. So thank you. And I actually had the same experience. Now, me personally, I have experienced anxiety throughout my life. And when I had my D vitamin tested also, it was also in the 20s. And I'm trying to remember when it went up to, but it's definitely over doubled with our vitamin D3 when it came out. So thank you so much for that. That is fantastic. The other thing I wanted to mention too is that fatty acids like the omega-3s really help with anxiety. And because our vitamin D3 has safflower oil in it as one of those unsaturated fatty acids, it works to really enhance this product. Anyone else have anything they'd like to share with the D3?
Hey, Marlene, it's Mac.
Hi, Mac.
Hey there. Just real quickly to add what everyone's been saying, and great information, Sandy. You guys are just great stuff. I've been posting a lot about chronic pain over the past couple of weeks, and D3 in particular. There was a 2009 study that was done at the Mayo Clinic demonstrating that patients with low vitamin D levels were taking drugs to manage their chronic pain twice as much as patients with more normal levels of vitamin D3 in their system. So I just wanted to share that. Also, absolutely right. I mean, vitamin D can only come from the sun or from foods that we eat or from supplements. And there are not a lot of foods out there other than like fatty fishes, maybe egg yolks, mushrooms, and some fortified soy products like tofu, for instance, that does have vitamin D in it. But Dr. Chen, you said it, Marlene, he has created a natural source of vitamin D3 for us in the cholecalciferol form. I don't know if I even pronounced that right, but good stuff. Just wanted to add that in there. So anyway, chronic pain, fatigue, depression, bone, hair loss, you name it. So many things this product is good for. So thanks, Marlene.
Oh, thank you, Mac. And, just to make an interesting connection there too, think about people who are in chronic pain. Chronic pain can actually increase anxiety and depression. And so when we talk about how these products kind of interact and support all different aspects of someone's life, that it's almost like which came first, the chicken or the egg. Or did I have a deficiency in, let's say, the D3, and then had chronic pain? Did I have the chronic pain and then this helped to lower it? I think either way, we know that we have the best product to really help to support and feed those systems in our body. So thank you so much for that, Matt. Appreciate it. Did someone else wanted to say something? Or someone maybe just not on mute. I thought I heard someone. Okay, so the next product I want to talk about. So we spoke so far about 3 of Sunrider's best vitamins: the C, the B, and the D3. And now I want to talk about one of the minerals that Sunrider has, which is calcium. And our calcium is a fantastic calcium. It is called CalCAV. And calcium deficiency can also contribute to mood problems such as irritability, anxiety, depression, and difficulty sleeping. And whether it's work-related, family-related, environmental, physical, or emotional, stress causes our bodies to fall out of balance, which we mentioned before. And when we have stress on our bodies, it can actually cause the diminishing of calcium in our bones. And when we are stressed, our bodies release a stress hormone called cortisol, as mentioned, which really causes havoc in our system. So we see that calcium is a really important product to help with our mood. And some sources of calcium we know are dairy products like yogurt and cheese and milk, dark leafy greens, sardines, flax seeds, almonds, soy products like soybeans, soy milk, tofu, and sesame seeds. So there's plenty of ways to get some calcium, but again, are we getting enough in our bodies with some of those foods? Again, as a reminder, Sunrider's foods and vitamins and minerals, it's all concentrated. So we're really getting 7 to 10 times the amount of what you might get somewhere else. So that's an important thing to remember. Calcium is a key player and has been noticed in both depression relief and stress reduction, working closely with magnesium, vitamin D, potassium, and we just mentioned our vitamin D, and that helps to maximize the benefits. The best way for consuming the adequate amount of calcium, along with other nutrients, is for calcium to do and work properly is by eating a wide variety of whole, healthy foods. And we know that all of Sunrider's basic foundational foods are all whole food healthy products. Now also, omega-3, the fatty acids, which we have called good fats, have been shown to help as well. And within the herb cal, I want to just read you a little bit about that. One of the products or ingredients is flaxseed oil. And again, that is a good source of plant omega-3 fatty acids, dietary fiber, important nutrients. Flaxseed oil can calm inflamed tissue. So that is fantastic. It also has dandelion root in it, rich source of antioxidants of vitamin A, C, and D. Also contains high amounts of zinc, iron, magnesium, and other minerals. So that's in our herb cal. Again, is the way it's formulated, and the way that we use this product is that we chew it. It's a chewable product. And I remember someone shared with me that when they had some x-rays done, the doctor said they had a bunch of things, I don't know if it was in the intestine, I guess, these round little things, and they found out it was calcium, some kind of calcium supplement that was not chewable or absorbable. And so, like somebody said earlier, it's not going to do us any good if it's not getting absorbed. If it's just staying somewhere or just kind of coming out through our body, where is the benefit in that? And so because we can chew these, and again, we like to chew it, we'll chew it sometimes with the, can I just ask someone, please, I think there's some background noise. Please, everyone, just check your mute button. Thank you so much. Some people may not know that they have to mute. I have a friend who's on this call. You may, for example, not know. I think on most phones, you have to star six. Yes, if you're out there, and that's you, the star button on the telephone, and then the numeral 6 will help you to mute, and then unmute your phone. And I'm super delighted you're here. Thank you very much, Molly. Thank you so much. I know we probably say that throughout the call. We always say that at the beginning, but sometimes people come on late. So thank you for sharing that. So just back to our calcium again. So I was sharing that our chewable calcium, we know that it's getting absorbed into the body. And a couple of things that Sunrider says about this particular calcium, what's the benefit? So besides building, maintaining strong, healthy bones, your heart, muscles, and nerves also need calcium to function properly. And why is it so different from other brands? Many brands contain calcium from oyster shells, which may contain lead, mercury, arsenic, or other heavy metals from industrial runoff. In base contrast, Herb Calpat is made with ultra pure calcium mined from fossilized coral. And to optimize the calcium absorption, our tabs contain synergistic blend of herbal extracts, enzymes, and vitamin D. So the vitamin D and the citrus C, again, really helps to support the body physically and mentally. So anyone else have anything they want to share in terms of the citrus C or herb cap?
Yeah, I like it together.
Marlene, it's Marty. Oh, Marty. Go ahead, Marty. Go ahead. I just got to tell you a quick funny thing about the citrus seed. My 3-year-old grandson, whenever he sees me, he asks for the seed. Can I have the seed? Can I have the seed? He loves the triple seed. And Debbie says, Mark, Debbie loves those seeds. My nickname for grandma is Gabby. We call them Gammy Gummies. Gammy Gummies. Oh, he always says, can I have these Gammy Gummies, please? Oh, that's so cute. Those seeds are so delicious. And people are surprised they have no sugar in them. But they're the best. And a good way to get kids to, encourage kids to eat your vitamin C and everything. But I love those. But with the herb cow, it really helps them to eat them both together. Herb cow's not very tasty, but it's not, it's not nasty, but it's not great. But if you eat it with the seed, it's great. So that's my tip. Thank you. I love that. We do that too much. Thank you. I think that will help a lot of people.
I think they might reformulate it because I've taken the new calcium by itself and it doesn't taste like the old one. It seems like it's a little bit milder, kind of chalky or something, but I think I take them together in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and that's a good point, how you take them and when you take them and how many, does anyone want to share that at all? Of course, we know that Sunrider always has recommendations on their bottles that tells you when and how to take them. So, anyone want to share how they do it?
I'm a two guy. I take two
thing. I feel good. Yeah. Absolutely. And because it's food, again, these are not isolated vitamins that if you take too much, you could have a problem because these are all, whole food form, plant-based. We know that they're safe for us. And in fact, what we always say to people whenever you're using the Sunrider product, if you feel that maybe you're not getting the result that you want, it's really okay to increase it. So that's good to know. I think sometimes when people look at a capsule or something that may not look like a food to you by the eye, we can guarantee you this is all food and it's really safe to take and increase it.
Yeah, and regardless of what it looks like physically to us, the body knows the food, it identifies it, and like I said earlier, that's why we can absorb it and utilize it. This way we take a whole orange or a carrot or anything else and send the nutrients to the body parts that will best, utilize those particular minerals and vitamins.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to share a couple of other comments here that in addition to the vitamins and minerals we've been talking about tonight, of course, Sunrider has the most amazing other products that, as I mentioned, fill in all the gaps. And we've talked many times about our Sunrider foundational products. And I thought this was interesting because the theme this year of the Mental Health Awareness Month, they said their toolkit is about back to basics. It says, after the last 2 years of pandemic living, many people are realizing that stress, isolation, and uncertainty have taken a toll on their well-being. Our goal is to provide foundational knowledge about mental health and mental health conditions and inform about what people can do if their mental health is a cause for concern. So when I had read that about their goal, I always think of when we talk about Sunrider, we always say, go back to basics, go back to basics. And that's always our NBC product. That could be New Plus, Fortune Delight, or Cali, and Quinary. And you can go back and look at some of our other calls to hear a little bit more about that. Richard, do you want to just give a couple sentences of each of those basic products and why you like it?
Well, again, it's because of the effectiveness of everything that I'm using that Sunrider provides. The quinary, it nourishes my entire body, every cell, every organ, every system. To keep it working in balance, in harmony, synergistically. I love the New Plus. I have that every day. That's just on the base of my steak. And now I forgot what the third one.
Fortune Delight or Cali.
Fortune. Oh my goodness, my favorite product. In fact, I was just drinking it. I go to a minimum of 2.5 quarts a day on outside, being active. I may go to a gallon. Again, I take it with me every place I go. I went into Home Depot this afternoon. I wasn't in there 2.5 minutes, and I'm walking with my bottle, and it's there. It hydrates, it nourishes, it flushes out fat, cholesterol, and people like me and Marcy and Mac that I know we're all very physically active. It helps prevent lactic acid buildup. So you don't get cramps in our muscle. And muscle pain and a muscle cramp are two totally different things. And I just don't cramp when I'm drinking Fortune. So comes in different flavors. You can look for that. There's a warm, there's a cold, but by all means, the basic ABC products, like Marlene says, you start with a foundation and you build on that, and everything, every building, every body, it needs a strong
That's great. And just explain a little bit more of why we still need the vitamins. The NBC products, the foundational products, those are daily products to help our bodies to heal, to rebuild, to regenerate. But every day we also do have deficiencies from certain nutrients, and those are the vitamins and the minerals that we have been speaking about. So that is also a daily part of our routine. We do our NBC products, which you can find on the website or ask whoever invited you here tonight, and they can share those amazing products. That is for our basic health. And as we had mentioned earlier, by having a healthy diet with lots of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, and Sunrider really can support that in those foods. And then we have all of our vitamins and minerals that going to fill in and help prevent those specific nutrient deficiencies, which is going to help our overall health, physically and mentally. So one last thing that I wanted to mention before we go also is that other recommended steps to help with mental well-being are to connect with other people, first of all. That good relationships are important for mental well-being. And a lot of people have been isolated. And so even if you're not seeing someone in person, call people, see how they're doing. Really reach out to people. That's important for everyone's mental well-being. Number two, be physically active. Being active is not only great for you physically, but also great for you mentally. And that's why we've been really promoting the Sunrider fitness challenges. It's important to keep physically active and just to keep moving. That does help the body and the mind. Another suggestion is to learn a new skill. That could be anything. Some people have taken up a language or a musical instrument, or even learning new skills on social media. That's been one of the things I've been learning this past year. Another recommendation is to give to others. And however it is that you give to others, it's important. And the way I see that could be a phone call. It could be a smile. It could be offering your time. Just offering to someone that you care about, anything that you can. And the last thing that they recommend is to really pay attention to the present moment, what they call mindfulness. So not to think too much into the future and all the concerns and worries you have for the future, but try to be really present in what's happening now. And that's a place where you can show some gratitude. I know that if you have anxiety, sometimes they call this the 333, which is you will lift your body and actually say 3 parts of your body out loud. That also say out loud 3 sounds that you hear. And I just forgot the third one. So it's about movement and also about sound. And I'll get back to that in a second. So the other thing I wanted to share too was something interesting, which is how colors can help our mental health. And one of the colors they suggest is green. And why green? Because it's quiet and restful, and green is a soothing color that can invite harmony and diffuse anxiety. Also, the color blue, a highly peaceful color. Blue can be especially helpful for stress management because it can encourage a powerful sense of calm. And I was thinking about these colors, and I was realizing one of the reasons I love to be out in nature, especially walking out in nature, is because there is so much green out there right now, especially in spring and summer. We're fortunate that it's green here most of the year, but being out in nature is very calming. And so you have the green, with the trees and the bushes, and you have the blue with the sky and maybe some flowers. So I would encourage everyone to think about that too. It could be something to wear it, but also just a part of being in nature. So those are the other things I just wanted to offer tonight for helping with our mental health. So there are vitamins and minerals we can do internally, and then there are activities that we can also do to help ourselves. I want to just remind everyone right after this is the Rising Stars team call, and you can find the link if you go to Rising Stars Facebook page. After that call, there was a Sunrider call. It's called Conversational Selling Part 1, and that's open to all IDO. And sorry I couldn't think of that third thing I wanted to share about anxiety, but I will, after Matt posts the recording, I will add that to it in the comments section. So I just wanted to thank everyone again. Thank you so much for participating, all of your input. I appreciate it, Matt, Paula, Mark, trying to think anyone else. Sandy, I think. So whoever did speak, thank you so very much. We appreciate all of you. And we hope that you will please take good care of yourself, self-care, and add in those extra nutrients that Sunrider has for us. And we're wishing you a